Hi. Today we've gone on a little bit of a field trip and I'm here in San Juan La Laguna, Shecucuabaj, to talk about the Trecena of bats. So I figured that with the Trecena of bats, and bats very much representing weaving, to be somewhere where weaving is going on, where the thread is being made, and you can see Juana behind me right now making the new thread. And the new thread is something we're definitely going to be talking about in this Trecena of bats. The reason being that we're all about creativity in this Trecena. This is about getting in touch with your creativity. So starting on 1 bats and all the way through to 13 Akabal, Washakiba Akabal, this is a time for you to get in touch with your inner creativity, to bring your beauty out into the world. Now I know it's kind of dark to see this. You can't quite see the colours maybe as much as we want them to, but Guatemala is a feast for the eyes, and it's a feast for the eyes because weaving is so much into the culture. The women are still weaving in this day, and some of the men too, but most of the women will weave with a backstrap loom. And the Nahual Bats is very much about this creativity through weaving. We could see that our reality itself, the reality that we live in, could be seen as the creation through weaving 2 colours together, through weaving time and space together to create this beauty in our world. And so this is really the essence of what I'm trying to get on to about today. The idea that we've got a couple of weeks where we're really going into our essence, we're really going into that creativity within us. And being as it's the beginning, it's 1 bat, so this is all about bringing out something new, going inside yourself, going and getting in touch with your creative urge, your creative essence, and saying, right, okay, what new thing can I bring into the world today? What new thing can I bring into the world over this next 13-day period? So we're going to start off with the day 1 bats, and as I said, this is very much about, okay, something new that you want to create, something new that's going to bring your creativity and your beauty into this world, because that's kind of one of the things that we could be seen as being here for, as human beings. That creative essence, that creative expression, that which we could call our connection with maybe the heart of the sky and the heart of the earth, or the essence of the divine, or whatever, works through us. The true creativity, the true creative urge that works through us in order to bring more beauty into the world. Now this beauty, the Nahual Bats, is not just about weaving, okay? I've been lucky enough to be here while the marimba is being played today, some traditional Mayan music going on in the background. And the Nahual Bats is very much also the Nahual of all of that kind of creativity, of music, of dance. We could see it very much as a creative aspect of life itself. It doesn't matter what you're wanting to create, what this creativity is going to be working with. This is what it's all about. So, like, however you express yourself, however you bring beauty into the world, the day 1 bats and the Trecena of bats is a time to look at how you do it, what you do it with, and how you can make it more beautiful around you. Okay? The following day, the day after 1 bats, we move on to 2 air. So 2 air is the road, it's the path. And so this can be very much about choosing your path, because we have 2, which is duality. And so you might be looking at, do I go this way, do I go that way? Now sometimes there'll be some indecision coming in, because 2 is kind of like weighing up all the pros and cons of going one way or another way. But really this is a day to make a decision on which path you want to follow into your future. Okay, and as we do that, we can also see kind of like the 2 can represent lovers, it can represent relationships, and so this can also be making choices within relationships on the day 2 air. So these might be themes which come up to the fore, and they might be themes which you go, right, okay, now is the day to do it. The energy is there to make your choice, to choose which road you want to walk on. The following day 3, Ah. Well, Ah is the energy of the spinal column. It's the energy of the authority, and we can see it as the energy of the father within the home, the kind of like authority, but also that benevolent authority of the father within the home to support the family. So when we see that, we can understand that the day 3 Ach could be very, very much about the home, because the number 3, well, sometimes the number 3 experiences some difficulty expressing itself in the outside world. It's sometimes seen as this kind of stumbling block which might happen. So it might be that your authority is not quite working in the outside world the way you want it to, because it should be focused inwards. It should be looking at your own world, both the world within, but also the world very much within your home. So the day 3 Ach, when that comes up, that's a day to focus on putting your attention into bringing harmony into your home, looking for the harmony and looking for that strength and bravery within, because Ach sometimes gets faced with making the difficult choices, making the choices which are brave, which are strong, which bring harmony, but aren't always like the most popular things. The following day will be 4 Ish. Now Ish we look at as being very much the mother energy, so it's kind of interesting because we have the benevolent father energy followed by the benevolent mother energy. Ish is the mother of us all. She's our connection with the spirit of Mother Earth, and here we see her connected with the number 4. So the number 4 is about the physical dimension. It's very much about the material world that we're in. And so being in this material world and connecting with Ish, this is about being able to connect with Mother Earth on a very, very material way. So on 4 Ish, this is about giving thanks to Mother Earth for all that she's brought material-wise into our world, but also how we can connect with her in a very physical way and protect and look after her in a very physical way. Because everything that we have, all our material world, all our material goods, comes from the spirit of Mother Earth. And there's a whole bunch of things going on right now that really are threatening her, that are challenging her. So this is a day to go out and do something in the material realm to show your love for Mother Earth, to look after her a bit, to show your thanks in that material way of actually physically looking after her. Next comes 5 Tzidkin. So 5 Tzidkin, Tzidkin is the day which represents prosperity. It represents our vision. So as we're going through this Trecena of bats, Tzidkin is there and saying, well, what's our vision for the future? What's our vision that we wish to create? You know, how do we going to bring this beautiful vision into the world? And Tzidkin is also the Nawal of prosperity. So the prosperity that we bring in through this has this ability to create into our world. Now, when we combine it with the number 5, well, the number 5, as I said before, represents the work. It represents the one hand that we do work with. And as we do that work, we use our energy. So when we see the number 5 connected with something, this is saying kind of like it's time to put a bit of work into it. Because, like, quite honestly, things don't always drop in our laps. Sometimes we're lucky enough for that to happen, but usually we've got to put a bit of our own energy into that. And so this is what we do. 5 Tzidkin. 5 Tzidkin is about putting your work into your vision, putting your work into your prosperity. Now it's going to come back to you, but like it's saying kind of like, okay, this is a day to, you know, to bring it into focus, to put that focus on your work and put your focus on your prosperity, on your vision. The day after, the following day, is 6 Achmach. Now this is an interesting day as we go through this Trecena. Achmach days, well, they're about forgiveness. They're about coming into the true sweetness of life through understanding that we're as perfect as we need to be. We're here to be human. We're not here to be this perfect image that the media or the social medias project. We are just who we are. We're here to accept ourselves and others, warts and all, as we say. So on the day 6 Achmach, well, the number 6 represents the physical realm, but also this connection to the heart of the earth and the heart of the sky, the divine masculine and the divine feminine. This axis that goes through and brings that holiness, brings that divinity into the physical world. So this is a day when we might find ourselves inspired by the divine realms in order to bring our forgiveness, in order to bring our sweetness into the material world, because that's really what it's all about. So it's a great day to go out and forgive people. Now the number 6 also is said to represent the family values, and so we see a connection with family there. So maybe if there's something that you've been holding on to with your family, or you need to apologize to maybe your family or ancestors or something for your actions, then this is also a good day to do it. It's got the energy behind it to do that. We then come to what we could consider as the peak of the Trecena on the day 7 Noch. Okay, so the number 7, the top of the pyramid, the day of death and endings as it can be seen. And this could be about finishing an idea, because Noch is all about ideas, it's about the brain, it's about being able to bring ideas into the practical world. So these ideas come like a clap of thunder, these ideas come like smoke, these ideas come like an earthquake, which is also kind of like one of the things that's associated with Noch. And it's like suddenly getting an idea, suddenly getting a plan. Well, the 7 is about ending. And so this is about kind of like wrapping up, ending a plan that you might have had. It's about a plan suddenly coming, but coming fully fulfilled. So on the day 7 Noch, this is a great day to be finishing off a plan, bringing it into the physical world. Okay, now the following day is very important. So we just came out of the Trecena of Tihash. We're now in the Trecena of Bats, or we're going into the Trecena of Bats, and here we have Washakit Tihash, 8 Tihash, in the middle of that Trecena. So 8 Tihash, this is very much about healing. For me, this is a day on which we will be making ceremonies to heal. This is the most important essence of this day for me. Okay? Now there's also the Tihash which cuts, but that cutting is in order to heal. So this is a day for healing ceremonies. Washakib Tihash is a day on which we can focus, we can make our ceremonies in order to heal, and we can make our ceremonies in order to heal others. And so on this day of healing, that's what we'll be doing. The following day will be 9 Kawok. So this is a very, very, very feminine day. We have Kawok, who is the female healer. Tihash can kind of act as a masculine healing essence. Kawok is the midwife, so it's kind of like a female healing essence. And 9 Kawok, well, the number 9 is the number of the divine feminine, and so again we see kind of like feminine and feminine together. So 9 Kawok should be a very, very feminine day. It's all about healing. It's about healing through moving through into new things. And so Kawok is the midwife which delivers the new into the world. So we've already got this new creation through bats. Kawok is moving things out of the way. It can be seen as the flood which clears the path in order to allow the new in. It can be seen as the midwife that clears the passage to allow the new in. And with the number 9 there as well, this is a day of life. This is a day about bringing the new life into the world, bringing that new beauty, the beauty of creation, the beauty of the colours, of the weaving into the world. It's closely followed by 10 Achpu. Achpu being the divinity, Achpu being the quest for the divine. And here we see it connected with the number 10. So the number 10 representing community, the number 10 representing cooperation and coming together, giving things a hand up. So as we're journeying through, what we see here is the divinity that we can find in community, the divinity that we find in cooperation. So we started on 1 Bats with bringing out this new creativity into the world. Well, here on Tenachpu, this is about finding the divinity in community. This is about getting together with your friends, with your family, with your community around you, and helping each other out, helping each other bring that creativity and recognizing the divinity that we can create when we work together with each other. Ten Achpu is really a very, very beautiful day to be working in that harmony, working in that community. And it's a chance of finding, maybe even rekindling or understanding that true divinity that you feel, that feeling that you get when you're working with your community to make the world a better and more beautiful place. After 10 Akpu comes 11 Imosh. So 11 Imosh, you know, like last time I said about the 11 can be looking and searching in many, many different directions. And Imosh represents the lake, it represents the great bodies of water of the world, it represents the dream world. So this is dipping into many, many different dreams. Perhaps you might find yourself a little bit overwhelmed by all the sources of creativity that can come on a day like this. But it's a way of bringing it in, it's a way of pulling it in. As I said, it's pulling it into your creativity, pulling it in again to make the world a better and more beautiful place. Now, after this, we then go into 12 Ik. And 12 Ik is all about the ability to communicate with Ik, and the 12 representing the gathering together of ideas, the gathering together of things, experiences from all of your life up until this point. And so 12 Ik is a great day of communication, it's a great day of inspiration. And as I said, on this journey of creativity, this is kind of like looking back and remembering those conversations that you had. You're remembering maybe the lectures that you've had or the ideas that have been communicated to you, bringing them all together in a new ball and being able to then transmit or communicate them to somebody else around you. Perhaps it's a day of inspiration, when the inspiration might come from the wind, when the inspiration might come from the divine breath. It's also about you having your own ability to express through your own breath, to express those things that you'd collected, those ideas that you'd collected over life in order to inspire those around you. And then finally we arrive on this final day of the Trecena of Oshlahu Akbal. And this is a very important day. It's the conception day of Washiki Bats. It's the conception day of one of the most important days within the calendar. And what we can say with Oshlahu Akhabal, with 13 Akhabal, that this is a day of the conception of the ancestors. So we have Akhabal as the rising sun, as the dawn, of the new light that's coming in, the new concept that's coming in. But where's it coming in from? And here we have it on the 13th day. Here we have it on the day which represents the ancestors, which represents the ability to draw on the spirit world and connect with the spirit world. So this is a day when you might, again, suddenly get a flash of inspiration, when the bright light might be shone on the ancestral world, when the messages are coming through loud and clear about what new to bring into the world, what to conceive into the world. And so we finally tie this Trecena up, this Trecena of bats up on this day, this auspicious day of 13 Akabal. So again, connect with your ancestors, connect with the spirit world if you choose to, and see what it can bring you, see what new concepts can come out of it to finish off this Trecena of creativity. So again, thanks for listening, and I hope you enjoyed it.